Here are Grandpa's 42 clever WD-40 hacks you didn't know worked. Clean stove burners. Grandpa knew that WD-40 isn't just for squeaky hinges, it's a powerful cleaner for stove burners too. The formula works by dissolving tough grease and grime, making stuck-on food easy to remove. To use this hack, spray WD-40 directly onto the burner. Let it sit for 5 minutes to penetrate the mess, then scrub with a sponge or brush. Wipe away the residue with a damp cloth, leaving your burners clean and grease-free. Loosen stuck seatbelt. Did you know that WD-40 can easily fix loosened stuck seatbelt? Start by pulling the belt out as far as it will go. Spray a small amount of WD-40 into the seatbelt retraction mechanism, focusing on where the belt disappears. Let it sit for a minute to work its magic. Gently pull and release the belt to test its retraction. The lubrication will loosen any jammed components, allowing the belt to retract smoothly without getting stuck. Waterproof shoes. Use WD-40 to make your shoes water-resistant, just like how Grandpa did it back in the day. First, clean the surface of your shoes to remove dirt and debris. Next, spray a thin, even layer of WD-40 all over the exterior of the shoes, ensuring complete coverage. Let the shoes sit for a few minutes, allowing the WD-40 to create a protective barrier. Wipe away any excess with a soft cloth. This coating prevents moisture from penetrating the shoes, keeping them dry in rainy or snowy conditions. Keep birds off your car. WD-40 is an effective deterrent for birds that perch on your car. Spray a light coat of WD-40 on areas where birds typically land, such as the roof, mirrors, and hood. The slick surface makes it difficult for birds to stay balanced, discouraging them from perching. Be careful not to over-apply to avoid streaks on the car's surface. Reapply every few days or after washing your car to maintain the effect and keep your vehicle bird-free. Remove bugs from car grills. WD-40 makes removing bug splatter from car grills quick and easy. Spray a layer of WD-40 directly onto the bug-covered areas of the grill and let it sit for a few minutes. The formula loosens dried bugs and grime. Wipe the grill clean using a soft cloth or sponge, applying pressure where needed. Rinse the area with water and dry it off for a spotless finish. The WD-40 not only cleans, but also protects the grill from future buildup. Prevent rust on bike chains. WD-40 is great for keeping bike chains rust-free. Start by placing your bike on a stand or flipping it upside down. Spray WD-40 directly onto the chain, covering it evenly while slowly turning the pedals to rotate the chain. Let it sit for a few minutes to penetrate, then wipe off the excess with a clean rag. This creates a protective layer that repels moisture, preventing rust and corrosion and ensuring a smoother ride for longer. Remove hard water stains from kettles. Hard water stains inside kettles can be easily removed with WD-40. First, ensure the kettle is cool and empty. Spray a small amount of WD-40 on the affected areas inside the kettle. Let it sit for about 5 minutes to break down the mineral deposits. Scrub gently with a sponge or soft cloth, then rinse thoroughly with water to remove all residue. WD-40 loosens the lime scale, leaving your kettle spotless and ready for use. Clean tar off shoes. WD-40 can effectively remove sticky tar from shoes. Start by scraping off any excess tar with a blunt object like a spoon. Spray a small amount of WD-40 directly onto the tar stain and let it soak for a minute. Use a cloth or an old toothbrush to scrub the area gently, working in small circles until the tar lifts away. Wipe off any remaining WD-40 with a clean, damp cloth. This method works without damaging the shoe material. Prevents sand from sticking to chairs. If sand keeps sticking to your beach chairs, WD-40 can help. Spray a light layer of WD-40 on the legs and frame of your beach chairs, avoiding the fabric. Let it dry for a few minutes before use. The WD-40 creates a slick barrier, making it difficult for sand to cling to the chair's surface. Reapply after every beach trip to keep your chairs sand-free. making cleanup quick and easy after a day at the beach. Remove gum from hair. WD-40 can save the day if gum gets stuck in hair. Spray a small amount of WD-40 directly onto the gum and the surrounding hair. Let it sit for a minute to break down the gum's stickiness. Gently comb through the hair with a fine-tooth comb or use your fingers to slide the gum out. Afterward, wash the hair thoroughly with a shampoo to remove any remaining WD-40 residue. This classic hack by Grandpa makes gum removal painless and quick. Stop slugs on plant pots. WD-40 is a great way to keep slugs off your plant pots. Start by spraying a thin, even layer of WD-40 around the outside of the pot, focusing on the base and edges where slugs tend to climb. The slippery surface makes it nearly impossible for slugs to crawl up and damage your plants. Be sure to avoid spraying the soil or plants directly. Reapply WD-40 after rain or as needed to maintain a slug-free garden. Unstick zippers. Stuck zippers can be easily fixed with WD-40. Spray a small amount of WD-40 directly onto the zipper teeth and slider, ensuring you cover both sides. Let it sit for a minute, then gently work the zipper back and forth until it moves smoothly. The lubrication loosens any stuck parts and makes the zipper glide effortlessly. Wipe off any excess WD-40 with a cloth, and your zipper will be as good as new, no tugging required. Remove crayon from toys. Did you know that WD-40 can be an effective solution for removing crayon marks from plastic toys? Spray a small amount of WD-40 onto a soft cloth or directly onto the crayon marks. Gently wipe the surface in circular motions, letting the WD-40 break down the wax. After the crayon is gone, wipe the toy with a damp cloth to remove any residue. The toy will be clean and crayon-free, and the plastic will stay unharmed by this gentle method. Deter squirrels from feeders. Squirrels can be a nuisance around bird feeders, but WD-40 can keep them at bay. Spray a light coat of WD-40 on the feeder's pole or hanging chain, creating a slippery surface that squirrels can't climb. Be cautious to avoid spraying near the birdseed or the feeding area. Reapply after it rains or every few days to maintain the slippery surface. Birds will be able to enjoy their food in peace without any pesky squirrels sneaking in. Remove food from baking trays. To remove baked-on food from trays, spray WD-40 directly onto the residue. Its oil-based formula quickly penetrates and loosens grease and stuck-on food. Let the WD-40 sit for a minute before scrubbing the tray with a sponge or soft brush. Once the residue is lifted, thoroughly wash the tray with warm, soapy water to remove any traces of WD-40. For extra stubborn spots, you can also use a bit of baking soda for an added scrubbing effect. Lubricate garage doors. Keep your garage doors running smoothly by applying WD-40 to all the moving parts. Spray a small amount on the hinges, rollers, and tracks to reduce friction and prevent squeaking. Let it sit for a minute to penetrate, then manually open and close the garage door a few times to work the lubricant through. Wipe off any excess with a cloth. Repeating this process every 6 months helps extend the life of your garage door hardware. Smooth curtain rods. Make curtains glide effortlessly by applying WD-40 to the curtain rod. Spray a light coating along the length of the rod, especially on areas where the curtain gets stuck. Use a cloth to evenly spread the WD-40. Slide the curtains back and forth a few times to distribute the lubricant. This method not only makes curtains easier to open and close, but also helps prevent rust from forming on the rod in damp environments. Clean, sticky food containers. Tackle sticky residue on food containers by spraying WD-40 onto the affected area. The solvent breaks down the sticky grime, making it easy to wipe off. Allow the WD-40 to sit for a minute, then scrub the area with a soft sponge. Rinse the container thoroughly with warm, soapy water to remove any remaining traces of WD-40. This trick is particularly useful for reusing containers that have old adhesive from labels stuck on them. Prevent headlight moisture. Use WD-40 to prevent moisture buildup inside your car's headlights. Spray a thin coat around the edges and seams of the headlight, ensuring an even application. The water repellent formula forms a seal that blocks moisture from seeping in. Wipe off any excess WD-40 with a cloth. For best results, reapply every 3 months to maintain the protective barrier, especially in humid or rainy conditions where headlights are prone to fogging. Remove lipstick stains from glass. Get rid of stubborn lipstick stains on glass by using WD-40. The product's solvent properties dissolve the waxy residue, making it easy to wipe away. Spray a small amount directly onto the stained area and let it sit for a minute to break down the lipstick. Gently wipe the glass with a soft cloth or sponge until the stain is gone. Finish by washing the glass with warm, soapy water, leaving it sparkling clean and lipstick-free. Shine artificial plants. Refresh dusty artificial plants by using WD-40. Spray a light mist onto a soft cloth and gently wipe the leaves and stems to remove built-up dust. WD-40 not only cleans, but also gives the plants a natural-looking shine without oversaturating them. It works by lifting dust and leaving behind a protective layer that slows future buildup. This simple trick keeps your faux plants looking vibrant and new, making them last longer between cleanings. Stop ants in pet food bowls. Keep ants away from your pet's food bowl by creating a WD-40 barrier. Spray a light coat of WD-40 around the base of the bowl, ensuring that you avoid the inside where the food is kept. The slippery surface prevents ants from climbing up into the bowl, keeping your pet's food protected. Reapply every few days or after cleaning the bowl to maintain the barrier. It's a quick and non-toxic way to keep ants at bay. Remove hair dye from counters. Remove stubborn hair dye stains from counters using WD-40. Spray a small amount onto the stained area and allow it to sit for a minute. The WD-40 formula breaks down the dye, making it easy to wipe away. Use a soft cloth or sponge to scrub the area gently, then rinse with warm water to clear away any residue. This method effectively lifts hair dye without damaging the counter surface, keeping your bathroom looking fresh. Lubricate scissors. Loosen stiff scissors by applying WD-40 to the pivot point. Spray a small amount directly onto the joint where the blades meet and open and close the scissors several times to work the lubricant into the mechanism. The WD-40 reduces friction, making the scissors easier to use. Wipe away any excess with a cloth to prevent buildup. This quick trick not only restores smooth movement, but also protects the blades from rust, extending their life. Prevent mud on boots. Keep mud from sticking to your boots by applying a thin layer of WD-40. Grandpa would spray WD-40 evenly over the entire surface of the boots, focusing on the soles where mud tends to gather. Let the product sit for a minute before wiping off any excess with a cloth. The WD-40 creates a slick barrier, preventing mud from clinging to the boots. For added protection, reapply before any outdoor activity, especially if you're hiking through muddy terrain. Restore baseball gloves. Revive stiff baseball gloves by using WD-40 to soften the leather. Spray a light coat of WD-40 onto the glove's surface, focusing on the areas that need the most flexibility. Rub the product in with a soft cloth, working it into the leather to restore suppleness. Afterward, place a ball in the pocket and secure it with a band to maintain the glove's shape. Softening your glove regularly can extend its lifespan and improve your performance. Clean showerhead nozzles. Unclog showerhead nozzles by spraying WD-40 on them. Start by spraying the product directly onto the nozzles, ensuring the clogged areas are covered. Let it sit for a few minutes to dissolve any mineral buildup. Then scrub the nozzles gently with an old toothbrush to remove the debris. Rinse the shower head with warm water to clear away any residue. For best results, repeat this process every few months to maintain water pressure and flow. Prevent birds nesting in vents. Deter birds from nesting in your home's vents by spraying WD-40 around the vent openings. Apply a light coat of WD-40 along the edges of the vent to create a slippery surface. Birds will find it difficult to gain a foothold and won't be able to build nests. Reapply after heavy winds or rainfall. Keeping vents clear of birds is essential for proper airflow and preventing potential damage to your home's ventilation system. Repel spiders from furniture. Grandpa would keep spiders away from the furniture by spraying WD-40 around the base and legs. The smell and slick surface created by WD-40 act as a deterrent for spiders. Lightly coat the areas where spiders tend to crawl, such as under furniture and around corners. Avoid spraying fabric surfaces directly. If you live in a spider-prone area, consider applying WD-40 to entry points, like windowsills for added protection against unwanted guests. Clean coffee or tea stains. Remove stubborn coffee or tea stains from mugs by spraying a small amount of WD-40 onto the stain. Let it sit for a minute to break down the stain's residue. Use a sponge or cloth to scrub the stained area gently. Rinse the mug thoroughly with warm, soapy water to ensure all WD-40 is washed away. This method works well on porcelain and ceramic surfaces, and it's a quick solution to keep your favorite cups looking fresh. Polish motorcycle helmets. Keep your motorcycle helmet looking shiny by polishing it with WD-40. Spray a light coat of WD-40 onto a soft cloth and gently wipe the helmet's surface in circular motions. The product removes grime and smudges while restoring the helmet's shine. Avoid spraying directly onto visors or vents. Polishing your helmet regularly not only keeps it looking good, but also helps preserve the outer layer, protecting it from weathering and wear. Stop wasps in sheds. Prevent wasps from building nests in your shed by spraying WD-40 around potential entry points. Spray a light coat around windows, doors, and corners where wasps commonly create nests. The oily surface makes it difficult for them to stick and build. Reapply every few weeks, especially during warmer months when wasps are more active. For added protection, consider spraying areas with exposed wood, where they often start building their nests. Lubricate garden tools. Keep garden tools in top condition by lubricating them with WD-40. Spray a small amount onto the moving parts of pruners, shears, or any tools with hinges. Let the product sit for a minute to penetrate, then wipe away any excess with a cloth. Regular lubrication prevents rust and keeps your tools operating smoothly. For added protection, consider applying WD-40 after each use, especially if the tools are stored in damp environments. Restore paintbrushes. Revive stiff, dried-up paintbrushes by soaking them in WD-40. Spray a generous amount onto the bristles and let the brush sit for a few minutes to soften the dried paint. Gently flex the bristles back and forth to work the product through. Rinse the brush with warm, soapy water to remove the loosened paint and WD-40 residue. This method helps extend the life of your paintbrushes, saving you from having to replace them often. Prevent rust on fencing. Keep your metal fencing rust-free by applying a light coat of WD-40. Spray directly onto the metal surface, focusing on areas that are prone to rust, such as joints and corners. Allow the product to sit for a few minutes before wiping away any excess with a cloth. The WD-40 acts as a protective barrier, preventing moisture from corroding the metal. Regular applications, especially before rainy seasons, help ensure your fence stays rust-free and in good condition. Remove tree sap from furniture. Eliminate sticky tree sap from outdoor furniture by spraying WD-40 onto the affected area. Let the product sit for a minute to loosen the sap, then gently scrub with a soft cloth or sponge. The WD-40 breaks down the sap, making it easy to wipe away without damaging the surface. Once the sap is gone, clean the furniture with warm, soapy water. This trick works well on wooden and plastic furniture, keeping your outdoor setup sap-free. Deter gophers from garden. Grandpa said that spraying WD-40 around the edges of your garden can help deter gophers. Apply a light coat on fences, garden stakes, or other entry points where gophers typically burrow. The strong smell and slick texture make the area unappealing for gophers to dig. Reapply every few weeks or after rain to maintain effectiveness. This simple deterrent can help protect your plants from gopher damage without the use of traps or harmful chemicals. Protect outdoor furniture. Shield your outdoor furniture from the elements by applying a protective layer of WD-40. Spray the product onto a soft cloth and wipe down metal, plastic, or wooden surfaces to create a water-resistant barrier. The WD-40 prevents moisture from penetrating, which helps reduce rust and cracking. For best results, reapply regularly, especially before wet or snowy seasons, to keep your furniture in top shape and extend its lifespan. Clean burnt food from pots. Spray WD-40 onto burnt food stuck to the bottom of pots and pans to make cleaning easier. Let the WD-40 sit for a few minutes to loosen the charred food. Use a scrubber or sponge to gently lift away the residue. Then wash the pot thoroughly with warm, soapy water to remove any WD-40 trace. This hack is especially useful for stubborn, hard-to-remove burnt food, helping to restore your cookware to its original state. Stop frogs on fences. To keep frogs from climbing your fences, apply a thin layer of WD-40 along the top and sides. The slick surface makes it difficult for frogs to get a grip, deterring them from climbing. Spray directly onto the fence, focusing on areas where frogs usually gather or jump. Reapply after rain or every few weeks to maintain the barrier. This simple trick helps keep frogs away without harming them or using harsh chemicals. Prevent weeds and cracks. Prevent weeds from growing in driveway or patio cracks by spraying WD-40 directly into the crevices. The oil-based formula creates a barrier that prevents moisture from reaching the weed seeds, hindering their growth. Apply WD-40 to problem areas, ensuring full coverage in all the cracks. Repeat the application every few months or after rainfall to maintain weed-free cracks. This solution works as an alternative to chemical weed killers and keeps your space looking clean. For more contents like this, click here to subscribe.